I'll never forget how excited we were when Anna was born. And maybe you've noticed Sherry's a little bit more emotional than I am. So she was crying, so excited. I mean, she finally had a girl that she could put sparkly shoes on and ribbons in her hair and put her in dresses and all that kind of thing. It was just so exciting for us. And of course, her two older brothers, Nick and Tyler, they were very excited as well. That lasted about 5 minutes, but you know, the boys didn't quite get what little girls are all about. Anna would sometimes just, as a young child, just break spontaneously into singing. And it drove the boys crazy. It's like, oh my gosh, Anna, come on. And so our family is from Illinois, so we made many long trips back to Illinois. And during those long trips, this is before the time of iPads and things like that, so we'd play this silly game called the guessing game. Anna knows where this is going. So anyway, the guessing game is just a simple thing. So one child would start to throw out hints about, you know, what the ultimate choice was going to be, and then the other kids would try to guess what they're describing. And so Anna would get so excited that she would not only give the clues, she would give the answer too. She would say, it's furry, it's brown, it's a bunny! Yeah. And in fact, most of the time the answer was, it's a bunny. So anyway, so like all parents, I think all parents think their children are beautiful and exceptionally talented, and we're no different. We think Anna's beautiful and exceptionally talented. I mean, how can you not think that? Right? It's true. But as we saw Anna grow, even more important to us is that Anna is really a beautiful person inside. She really is. She's kind, she's considerate, she's thoughtful. I better look at my notes here, make sure I don't miss anything good here. But anyway, the other thing about Anna is that she might have the most Catholic guilt ever. I'm telling you, I think if she walked down the street, got hit by a car, she would apologize for denting the car. And at Jake's request, I'm gonna share one anecdote. This is at Jake's request. So anyway, we were pretty strict parents in high school, and we said, you know, you kids, you cannot drink alcohol during high school. So of course, Anna, being the badass that she is, she's such a badass. So anyway, she was at a party, and she drank. She didn't drink a lot, but she did drink a little bit. And this is one of these parties. The O'Mearas know about this party. The O'Mearas know about this party. So anyway, so the police bust this party. But Anna somehow, even though she's been drinking a little bit, she blows a zero when the police come by and make her blow on the breathalyzer. So she blows a zero, so she gets off scot-free. So she comes home, she goes, you know, Mom and Dad, just so you know, I was at a party, got busted by the police, but I blew a zero, just so you know. She felt so bad. Within 24 hours, she confessed to us that she was drinking. And then we told her to, we'll suggest a punishment, and she picked a punishment that was much worse than we had suggested. It's unbelievable. She's always literally just apologizing for things that she should never apologize for. But even though she is a nice person, Anna has really proven herself to be, she's smart, she's resilient, she's resourceful. I mean, you do not teach Spanish to high schoolers in the south side of Chicago without having those kind of things, without having some grit. I mean, it's absolutely true. And I'm pretty sure Jake would not have fallen in love with Anna if she didn't have a little bit of sass in her. And Chris was just sharing with me that many times Anna will kick his ass in board games, and that drives him crazy. So anyway, you know, Anna, it's just really been an incredible 27 years for Sherry and I since her birth. I love the fact that she's bubbly, she's always fun, she's almost always up. you know, she sometimes laughs at my lame attempts at humor. She tolerates me when I have Tourette's. You know, that's good. That's a good thing. And I can't finish this without saying that she has a very special relationship with her mother. And she and her mother both work at that, and I think they don't take that relationship or each other for granted, and that's really very something special, and I appreciate that. So what about Jake? So Jake, we finally got a chance to spend some time with Jake at a weekend up in our cottage. We'd met him before, but we really hadn't had much time to spend with him, to get to know him. So at the end of the weekend, Anna by this time had really liked Jake, and she goes, well, what do you think about this Jake guy? And that's what I always call him, the Jake guy, you know. So anyway, and we go, well, really, what's not to like about Jake? I mean, Jake, he's smart, he's fun to be around, he's very motivated. I mean, he's a great guy. He had a job. I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, I know that's a pretty low bar, but we were excited about that he had a job. He had a previous life as a rapper. So if anybody has a tape on DJ Steezy, let me know. There's good money in that, all right? What father doesn't want a rapper for a son-in-law, all right? So anyway, you know, other things about Jake, he's way into sports, he's very competitive, you know, I love to talk to him about sports, that kind of thing. And there's one other thing that should be quite obvious when you look at our family. One other thing that's very obvious about Jake that we really like. He brings some much needed genetics for height. I mean, thank goodness this guy's kind of a little bit taller than some of us. We had one family picture in Memphis. Jake looks like a monster. It's like, my God, that guy's big. He's like a pituitary giant. This is off script, sorry. We've gone off script. Anyway, getting back to that weekend in Michigan. During that weekend in Michigan, we actually did see some things about Jake, that he did some very small acts of kindness. He didn't know that we were watching, but he did. He did some very nice things, and it was obvious that Bruce and Karen had raised a child that was actually just he was a good human being. In addition to being a great guy, he's just a great person. So we really appreciated that about Jake. You know, there's of Jake's few faults, maybe I have just gotten to accept him. There is this whole thing about, I'm a Packers fan for life. Anything from the Wisconsin people? Anyway. Anyway. Detroit! Anyway, where were we? So anyway, just the other day, Anna was saying that our family feels like that when Nick married Liz, that we really hit the jackpot. I mean, we love Liz. She's such a great person. And we feel like somehow we have hit the jackpot again. And Jake Stern, we love you. So we feel very lucky. So this has already been mentioned a couple times, but I'm going to go back to the fact that Anna loves a rom-com. Anna loves a rom-com, a romantic comedy. And if Anna has the choice of a movie, she'll always pick the romantic comedy. I mean, it happens every time. And everybody knows the whole story of a romantic comedy, right? You can pick it from the very beginning. Boy meets girl. There's complications at the beginning, so you know that they're not going to get together right at the beginning. But eventually, these two, you can tell they're going to get together at the end. And so the crazy thing is, Anna got to live her own romantic comedy. This happened in her life. All right, so let me just go over this quickly. So Anna and Brian were great friends in college. All right, so they were great friends in college. So Brian moves to Chicago. Anna ends up having a job interview in Chicago. And so because she's going to Chicago, she's going to stay with Brian. Meanwhile, when she goes to Chicago, she meets this guy, Jake. And let me tell you, we heard almost nothing about the job interview, but we heard a lot about this guy, Jake. We heard a lot about Jake. What happened to the job? Oh, but Jake. All right, whatever, you know? So it was quite an event, Anna going down for that interview. But of course, there were complications. So the couple did not start to date right away. And meanwhile, while they're, because Anna and Brian are great friends, she keeps seeing Jake, and it is clear that these two have chemistry. Chemistry is something you can't buy it, you can't fake it, you cannot force it. It's either there or it isn't, and then they've got chemistry. But they're not dating yet, and these complications are still in force. And so Anna's dating all kinds of men. I mean, I'm telling you, if you're in Chicago and you want to date, I think in military terms, they call Chicago a target-rich environment. I mean, there are a lot of men in Chicago. So meanwhile, Sherry and I institute the 3-date rule. What's the 3-date rule? The 3-date rule is, don't even tell us the guy's name unless he gets the 3rd date, all right? It's just not worth it. And sorry, Sherry, it's all true though, it's all true. So anyway, but honestly, not very many guys got to the 3 dates. So anyway, eventually, sorry, Anna, it's from the heart. I can't help it. Anyway, I'm wrapping it up, Sherry. I really am. So anyway, we're almost done here. But eventually, these two do come to their senses. And finally, after the 4th time that Jake asked her out, Anna and Jake decided to go on a date together. And from there, it's clear that this was a couple that was meant together. The Luchtenfeld and Stern families come together. These two clearly have really great chemistry. And, pretty much the rest is history. And so now, I'm going to ask everybody to raise their glasses in a toast. So my time is just about over, and the rom-com, the Anna and Jake movie, the rom-com is almost to an end because they're getting married now. And so cheers to the couple.
So I thought we could do magic.
Then I told him that was ridiculous.
Well, writing this speech just sounded so daunting. So then I decided that we could sing. But I can't really sing. Then I thought we could do a dance.
But he can't dance. Just wait and see.
So then I decided that telling the story of Jake and Anna probably was the right thing to do. Bruce stole a little bit of thunder by telling a fantastic story of these two getting together, but I'm going to tell it from a little different perspective. The first time that Jake and Anna started talking, Anna came up to me and said, "Hey, what do you think about Jake and I?" And I said no. I said no because it didn't seem like they were in the right spot yet. They weren't both mentally prepared to date. About 4 or 5 months passed, they started talking again, and Anna asked me again, "What do you think about Jake and I?" I said no again. Now this time, I said no in a selfish way. Everyone could see that they had chemistry. Everyone could see how great they were together, but I wasn't ready. I didn't know what was going to happen if my two best friends got together and something happened. Would I be the third wheel? If they broke up, would I not be able to see one of them?
But luckily for us, they did not listen to Brian.
Since then, I've quickly learned that there isn't a limit to love. Love is endless. Love is endless in the amount of people that you can bring into your heart. Love is endless in the amount of love you can have for people. I was lucky enough to experience their love every day, so much so that I can say, I love love.
However, the only thing we didn't love was the time that Jake and Anna made buffalo chicken dip and then told Brian and I that they ate it all before we came home.
Man, were we angry. Speaking about passion, Jake is a passionate person. I think some of you may have experienced this passion when discussing politics, the Packers, asking for any help with an interview, or anything that could be fit into a spreadsheet. But did you know that he's also passionate about entrepreneurship? One particular venture that he started working on was called Harry, the app to connect people who want to get their hair cut with barbers who cut people's hair, because the barber shop is inefficient. For months, Jake was working on prototypes, business models, talking to barbers. Eventually, somebody asked, have you looked it up? Is somebody else doing that? He looked it up, and lo and behold, there's a company named Lisa that had just started doing that exact same service. Now, I don't bring this up because I'm trying to roast Jake. I honestly believe that they stole this idea from him. I believe that because 6 months later, I was walking home to our apartment and looked up at a new billboard on the side of the wall. I looked up, and in bold lettering, it said, Lisa, cut out the barber.
Anna, on the other hand, is not as tech-savvy as Jake might be, but you're just as passionate. She's passionate about cheese, Christmas time, and of course, learning. Learning all the spoilers on TV series, learning that you actually have to pay off your credit card. Anna loves to learn new things. And of course, she's passionate about safety. For example, when the boys moved into their apartment, they never had a working smoke detector, which really drove Anna and I nuts because, well, safety. And of course, our officiant Mac almost burned down the apartment right when they moved in. So when Anna moved in, magically, there was a working smoke detector. So thank you for that. Except the boys were probably still very upset because the smoke detector never detected Anna's smelly beets she used to cook and put them in the fridge. But jokes aside, Jake and Anna are both spectacular people. Anna's so generous and caring. She knows how to dance out an awkward moment and knows the right time to comfort a friend in need. Jake is thoughtful and fun. He knows the best YouTube videos to make you dance and laugh, and always down for a party. They know how to make each other laugh, and they know how to support each other.
They are the best friends, children, siblings, aunt and uncle that we could ever ask for. As individuals, they're great, but together they're an amazing couple.
We have all been able to share many great moments together, such as our family dinners, learning Anna and Sherry-isms like hotter than a hot dog or as full as a chili bowl. Watching Jake make Anna cry by showing her cute YouTube videos, and Jake protecting us from Asian Grinder Man. We were able to all observe, however, that Jake and Anna were meant to be together.
There's no one else who's as patient as Anna when Jake is knee-deep in Reddit posts. Or when Jake gets called up onto stage at a Blue Man Group performance, but won't really say what happened because a magician never reveals his secrets.
There was a big fight about that later. Anna always makes sure that Jake has more than cereal and raspberries as a meal for a whole day. And Jake will always make sure there's a secret date planned while Anna's studying so that she can relax a little.
Jake does what he can to make sure that Anna isn't as hot as 1,000 suns. Jake has created thousands of spreadsheets to de-stress Anna when life choices are too overwhelming. Seriously, the man is the spreadsheet master.
These two are the definition of love. As the Annaism goes, there's a lid for every pot, and you pots found your lid.
Now, can we please raise our glasses high in the air? We wish you two love and happiness.
Cherish today, but know there are many more exciting years to come.
Congrats, Jake and Anna. Happy wedding day.
When your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off of your feet, will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Will your eyes still smile from your cheek? Darling, I will be